Hey everyone, this is Josh from before, and I'm here with McFarlane Toys Batcave from the Batman Classic TV series line. And at this point, I think the cat is out of the bag as far as the scaling being all over the place with this line. If you watch my review of the Batmobile and the figures, you'll know that I had some real issues with the way that the characters weren't quite scaled right for the vehicle. But despite that, I'm still very curious how they display together. And I also want to see in this video later on, once I get this out of here, I'm going to try to put this whole line on, I'm going to try to put this whole playset on one of these IKEA shelves because I know a lot of people have those, and we'll see if that's even a viable option for this. And another thing before I get into it, I'll talk about it a little bit more later, but I took this Batmobile apart and dremeled out the firewall here that was preventing the legs from going in further. As you can see, they go in there, but they're still they're just leaning back big time now. So it doesn't necessarily look any better that way. But I'll go into that a little bit more as well. So we'll look into displaying all this stuff together once I get it out of the box. Let's just break her out and take a look. So you see everything all sandwiched in there together. This feels very much like when I just opened that old classic Toy Biz playset. Check that video out if you haven't watched it. Definitely loving the little ladders and pieces of railing and catwalk. That all feels like very classic playset type stuff. There's a lot of things in here, whether or not they're good things, I don't know. You know, like just this table like this with the flat, I don't know. And just like that's a desk, or you know what I mean? I don't know about that. So once you get it out and get it put together, honestly, it's pretty nice. It's got a size and a depth that really makes this feel like it's a nice big play set. And these little pieces, even though they're just nothing, having them being able to put them in different places. And I mean, like, it comes with this piece of cardboard, which is the most nothing thing in the world, but like having these, putting these down here, it gives a little bit of something. But now I want to, put this whole thing on one of these IKEA shelves and see how it looks up there. Before I clear this shelf off, I just wanted to point out, even this White Knight Bat Cycle is a little tight on these IKEA shelves that I know a lot of people have. So, yeah, no, I mean, this is what a lot of people are working with, so I'm very curious as how something like this would actually fit. I don't really think it will very well, but we'll find out. So now that this stuff is all in here, it doesn't look half bad. Again, the sense of depth is really nice. And the walls bend forward and backwards, so you can wrap around the corners there. The biggest thing I'm missing here is I don't have room to put the bat poles. They're meant to go on the back side of that where this is cut out here, but that's just not gonna fit. And then while we're talking about things not fitting, like this Batmobile is not gonna fit in here. Like, for one, it's too wide to fit. It's just, hang on. Like it's touching both sides, and it's basically, look, it's held up by nothing right now. It's not gonna fit in there. Maybe at a diagonal angle, maybe, but I think there's just too much real estate being taken up by the wall in the back there. And then it's just gonna be so cramped, but it's not gonna look good. So if you thought you were gonna get this all in one display on one of these little dinky shelves that I know a lot of people are working with, myself included, obviously, I just don't think it's gonna happen. I mean, taking a step back, it doesn't look bad at all, really. It looks pretty good, actually. It's just, it'd be nice to be able to put the Batmobile in there. It's just not gonna happen. And then now here with a little bit of extra space to stretch out, still feels awfully cramped, but you do get a better idea of just how much real estate it takes and how much there is in there. Although, in my opinion, I think the edge still goes to this Toy Biz Batcave, but that might just be nostalgia speaking. In my opinion, this is something like this whole set, this classic series thing, This I think is more for somebody. This is like for your dad or something, or if you are dad, you know, this might be something you want. If you're not a full-blown collector, and you're not as locked into a specific scale or others, you know, lines that you collect, you know, this is a nice little all-in-one little collection here, but unless you're a big 66 fan, I don't know if you'd really need it. Get in a little bit closer here, you can see, feels nice. All the little stuff, you know, even though they're kind of crappy little stickers stuff, they do make the thing feel very full and alive. So the overall effect is nice. It's just, you know, just not totally scratching my personal itch. So one more note about scale, if you are bothered like I am about how this Batmobile fits these figures. So what I did was I turned this upside down and I took all these screws out. They're all over the body. And then there's a couple other ones hiding under the wheel well here. So I popped the rubber tire off of these and then just used a little like tweaker screwdriver to get at the ones that are hiding under there. And then I used a Dremel to cut down here the firewall that was keeping their feet from going in further. And like I showed off earlier, that still doesn't really work. Just because he can go in there a little bit further, he's still just leaning back, and it's not really the effective solution that I wanted it to be. I think what you would actually have to do to make this work is to take this apart like the way I mentioned and actually Dremel off the seat. Like that bottom where their butts hit. I think if you took that out, they would get down there a little bit further. Their heads wouldn't be poking up out of the canopies, and I think that's the way it's got to be done. It feels like a little bit more work than I want to do. I hate to tear off those sculpted details like that. So I think I'm just going to have to suck it up and take it as it is. And generally, I think the figures display better out of the Batmobile. It would be nice to have them in there and not have their heads sticking out like sore thumbs. But that said, this backdrop looks really fantastic, all the detail in here. I definitely wouldn't complain about more things like that, more backdrops and scenes for the multiverse line specifically, and not necessarily this new 6-inch scale. And then keep in mind, if you are interested in this, it does require a little bit of space to display it properly. But once you get it out, it's pretty damn cool. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I will see you on the next one. Bye.